The Tibetans believe. During the ghost month, lanterns do more than light the path for the living. Each flame is also a call, a guide for wandering spirits to return. The elders tell of a night high in the Himalayas when hundreds of lanterns rose into the sky. But within their glow, not only human eyes looked up, there were pale faces, eyeless, drifting in the darkness, watching every lantern. And if one lantern drifts down, stopping right before you, remember this: not everyone is meant to touch it. On the night of the Hungry Ghost Festival, the Tibetan plateau shimmered with light. An ancient monastery glowed with thousands of butter lamps, sparkling like fallen stars upon the earth. Pilgrims knelt across the courtyard, hands clasped, eyes lifted toward hundreds of paper lanterns ready to be released into the sky. Everything seemed sacred, serene. Yet within the cold wind, something felt wrong. The old guide, his robe tattered, his eyes deep and hollow, warned in a trembling voice, "Tonight, when you light the lanterns, remember this. Do not call the names of the dead, for not only they will hear, but the hungry spirits will come as well." A strange gust swept across the square. The flames of the butter lamps bent sideways, flickering as if about to die. Some swore they saw long shadows stretching across the monastery walls, though no one was standing there. A little boy clutched his mother's hand, whispering in fear, "Mother, someone is standing right behind me." The mother spun around. No one. Only a lantern, not yet released, hovering in the air. Its glow reddish, faint, as though a pair of eyes were staring out from inside the paper. The crowd froze in silence. No one dared touch that lantern. For they knew not all lanterns tonight were meant for the living. The first lanterns were released, rising high, drifting like giant fireflies across the night. Prayers whispered, chants mingled with the wind, solemn, heavy. But not all lanterns ascended. Some wavered, swaying, as though held back by invisible hands. They did not rise. They descended, drifting low, close to the ground. A young woman gasped, her eyes wide. "It's my mother. She's right there, looking at me." She ran toward the hovering lantern. Its glow lit up the mist, revealing a pale face within, hollow sockets, bluish lips trembling open. A whisper slithered out, chillingly clear. "My daughter, come with me." The crowd panicked. A man yanked the girl back, clutching her shoulder. But he froze too. For behind him, a boy's voice, his dead son's voice, murmured, "Father, come back to me." One by one, people in the crowd began trembling. Each heard a voice, familiar, intimate, a wife calling her husband, a child calling their father, a long-lost friend. Chaos spread across the courtyard. Some broke away, chasing the drifting lanterns. But when they touched them, the lanterns extinguished. And in the sudden dark, pale, twisted faces appeared, grinning coldly. The Hungry Ghost Festival was no longer a celebration. The straying lanterns had become guides for the dead. When the straying lanterns died out, darkness devoured the courtyard. But in the flickering remains of light, new forms began to emerge. From all sides, white silhouettes drifted closer, Their bodies were gaunt, hunched, arms long and crooked, bellies grotesquely swollen, their faces blank, eyes hollow like black pits, their mouths stretched wide, black and gaping, tearing across their faces. They were pretas, the hungry ghosts of Buddhist lore, forever starving, doomed to wander. They lunged forward, clawing at the remaining lanterns, plunging their faces in, desperate to drink the butter oil inside. The glow flickered, then was swallowed whole. A young man screamed, "They're devouring the light itself!" Each lantern went out, plunging the square deeper into night. And then, dozens of green eyes blinked open in the darkness, staring at the living. A woman fell to her knees, sobbing, "Dear gods, they're not here for the path. They're here to steal the light in our hearts." The wind howled, joining the chorus of hundreds of hungry spirits wailing, an unholy requiem that turned the sacred festival into a banquet of ghosts. In the chaos, a young monk pulled out a scroll, its paper yellowed, its ink smeared like dried blood. He trembled, chanting aloud. But this was no ordinary scripture. It was a forbidden sutra, sealed for centuries. The square fell silent. The wind paused. Then suddenly, a crimson vortex erupted, tearing the remaining lanterns apart, scattering them to ash. From the swirling smoke, countless pale hands clawed out, nails raking the stone, seizing the living. A man screamed as he was dragged across the ground, leaving a red trail. A woman shrieked, collapsing, when through the smoke she saw her dead husband's face, eyes hollow, mouth grinning, whispering, "I have returned to you." The old guide hurled his bell down, collapsing in terror. "No, stop chanting. You don't know what you've done. This is not a rite of release. It is a rite of summoning." But it was too late. Each verse did not banish the spirits. It called more. Hundreds. Thousands. The monastery quaked. Walls cracked. Dust poured from the ceiling. And in the storm of spirits, the living realized. They no longer stood in a festival. They were standing at the gate of hell, thrown wide open. When despair reached its peak, a young woman in the crowd knelt, setting a tiny butter lamp before her. Her hands shook, but her eyes closed. Her lips whispered, "Om Mani Padme Hum." At first, only a fragile voice, but slowly, stronger. Others heard her. One by one, they sat, folded hands, chanting with her. The scattered lanterns reignited, no longer red, but golden and warm. From their glow, the hungry ghosts shuddered, their hollow eyes closing, their twisted faces softening. The cries faded, dissolving into thin mist, rising on the wind. The old guide opened his eyes, trembling hands clasped. Yes, not flame, not forbidden rites. Only compassion can soothe the hunger of 1,000 lifetimes. The black sky split open, revealing a soft silver moon. Hundreds of lanterns floated upward, forming a golden path into the heavens. No more distorted faces, no more wails. Only moonlight bathing weary faces, now calm at last. The Hungry Ghost Festival ended, not through fear nor forbidden power, but through the light of compassion. The Tibetans believe Lanterns of the Hungry Ghost Festival do more than guide the dead. They illuminate the darkness within us. The hungry ghosts are not only outside, they are our greed, our hatred, our grief unhealed. When we cling to the past, desperate to reclaim what is gone, we summon ghosts within our own hearts. Only by lighting compassion, learning to love and let go, do we truly reunite with those we've lost. Not in torment, but in peace. Tonight, hundreds of lanterns soared into the sky, but the truest light was the one ignited in every soul. Thank you for joining me through the lanterns of the Hungry Ghost Festival in Tibet. If this story touched you, please leave a like, share it with others, and subscribe to continue this journey into Tibet's haunting yet timeless wisdom. And you, if one night a lantern drifts down before you, will you have the courage to light compassion? Or will you follow the ghosts within?